Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a good week. We got some rain yesterday and we got some more during the night, well, early morning hours, and it rained some this morning. So I'm really happy. I've not had to water for 2 days, so that's always a good thing. And I think we have quite a bit of rain maybe coming this weekend on Saturday. So far, we don't have any sales Friday or Saturday, and it may be a good thing because Saturday's when they're calling Saturday morning for the most rain. And I'm not going to fuss about the rain because we have been super dry. So today, since it's too wet for me to do anything outside, I'm going to go on and do the big cupboard in the living room. And then we'll proceed after that to the rest of the living room. Also, as soon as I can get back outside and do just a few things up at the summer room, we'll do the summer room tour because I know some of you have been anxiously awaiting for that. So let's get started on the big cupboard with all the wonderful Halloween. Of course, I have to get back so that you can see what's around the cupboard. In John's antique truck, there are those absolutely wonderful mummy dolls that Dusty made us last year. I think they are just precious because she even included baby boy. It's just so sweet. And of course, my stack of firkins. And one of John's cat pumpkins are on that. His jack-o'-lanterns, that is the shape of the cat. And up there is one of the witches that our son and daughter-in-law got us several years ago. We'll go back down here first. And here are the dummy boards by Jenny Salcini that y'all love so much. I just think her detail is amazing, and I'm really sorry that no one is able to get any more of her pieces because they were a real treasure to find because she is a true artist. We'll go all the way up. On top, I just put some pumpkins and some sunflowers and one little sweet jack-o'-lantern. This area has a lot of skeletons, has some cats, has some Ray Dunn, has some my gosh, my mind's gone. Has some wonderful pieces, Johanna Parker, Ray Dunn, some vintage pieces, and just some absolutely adorable pieces. I love that towel. Bon appetit. We'll look down here first. Right here is John's largest horn. That is the only one we have. We have 3 or 4 of the smaller ones, but this is the only tall one. And, neither one of us can remember what we paid for it because we've had it for years, but now this big one would probably be really pricey. In the back, I do have some ironstone as a backdrop for those beautiful plates that Karen, our friend in New York, sent us. I just love them. And in the center, I do have a vintage black and white plate. And here's that cute teapot, one of the ones that I got half price after Halloween several years ago. And some restaurant ware. And this garland that goes all the way across. That's a Christopher Radko. It's a shiny bright reproduction. And I think these salt and peppers are just precious. And then that is a little vintage party invitation. And I do have the paper shred like Michelle of Uniquely Vintage You uses all the time. And back there is a little brass bucket, and I have some old silver, and some of the pieces have the wonderful pearl handles. Right there is the mug that Karen sent us, and I just put one of my battery candles in it. And I think this little guy is spooky cute. And this was an old silver tray that was Not real silver, it was ugly. So John painted it white for me, and I've been using it for years. But I love this Johanna Parker piece right here. And then I set another piece right on top of it that has the light. And the cute witch and mummy salt and pepper. Yeah, there are some mummies here. I forgot about that. And these adorable little mugs. And back there are two of his smaller ones. They're two different sizes. One's just a little bit taller than the other one. And there is the other adorable plate that Karen sent. I kept my ironstone sugar and creamer out. And of course, you know it has to be an Anna Lee right there. This little ghost is one we've had forever. And I think it is just precious. And in the creamer, more beautiful silver handled pieces and one pearl handle. And I think this is another adorable mug, spooky cute. And here is another restaurant ware piece with the old watches in it. And that one behind the cat that Dusty made, that's a compact. But I thought it was perfect just to keep it there. And that's that smiley cat that Dusty sent us. We'll go up here and, well, before I go inside the cabinet, there's a smiley cat ornament. And these two Johanna Parker ornaments. I'll show you both shelves. Up on the top shelf, I kept a lot of the ironstone. And back there in the ironstone pitcher are two of those whistles that the paper piece blows out when you blow it. I wouldn't dare do it because I'd be afraid to break them. And there's one of those cute tags that we got years ago online from a blogger. And an ironstone teapot. And I just put that black pick that we got at Michael's several years ago. And over here is the Johanna Parker kitty. I think that's precious, dressed like a mummy. And I love this little skeleton that came from Michael's miniature section several years ago. And then the mummy and the skull salt and pepper shaker sitting on that beautiful doily. Back in the back is another one of John's noisemakers sitting in the ironstone gravy boat. And of course another Anna Lee mummy. I think that is cute as it can be. And a little picture back there sitting on butter pats. And y'all know I love eyeballs for some reason. So there's that eyeball from Michael's. And this is a kind of a spooky looking brass pitcher sitting in front of the ironstone plate. And these Janet got me several years ago. Another stack of ironstone or restaurant ware. And the Hocus Pocus and that skull. And the Ray Dunn bat measuring cups. And more ironstone back there with more old silver. We'll get over here and I'll open up this other cabinet. I'm trying to be careful not to fall over John's shoes. I'll show you it all and then we'll look at it close. I love how this cupboard turned out this year. Ironstone pieces are still in here. A little brass pitcher that we got at a yard sale. And look at that adorable kitty cat. And right here, that's another piece Dusty made. And that little pumpkin guy I got at a yard sale years ago. And then another Johanna Parker piece. And down here, Ray Dunn, ironstone, lots of ironstone. And here is an old metal spice box. It has 2 metal spice tins in it that are made into the little tin, and you have a key to actually lock it because spices were expensive in those days, so they locked up their spices. And our the little spider web measuring cups, they're not Ray done, but they're so cute. And that's another little piece, the little skeleton guy, that's from Michael several years ago. More silver, and another cute Anna Lee. And another one of those tags that I got years ago. And there's the ghost Dusty made sitting on that cute little restaurant creamer. And these are my only 2 chunky butter pats, and both of them have color on it. I have not been able to find any of the white chunkies. That's on my list of things I would love to find some of. And I like this old skeleton guy with his hat. And that's a Ray Dunn canister that John got last year. He loves it. Another eyeball and more ironstone. And a little tiny creamer with some keys. And that's the eye ointment container sitting on some other butter pats. And a beautiful doily. I'm shutting it so I won't run into it. And I'll get back and let you have one more look. All right, this is all of the big cupboard in the living room. Like I said, I'm really pleased with the way this turned out. I really like it, and I'm glad I was able to keep a lot of my ironstone out and use some of my everyday items with all this wonderful old and new Halloween. So have a wonderful day. Take a few moments for yourself and do something you love. I've told you it'll make you happy and everyone else happy. And also, let's continue to pray for our country, pray for the world, pray for each other to keep all the evilness away, because there's every day, like I've said before, there's something bad happening. So let's concentrate on the good. So enjoy the rest of your day, and I hope to see you again soon. Love and blessings to y'all from me and John and baby boy. Till the next time. Bye-bye.